Hello! You scurvy lot. Been out in the rain. Look at my hair, it's all messed up. Dear. And croppedy. Had my toenails cut. Can't cut them myself because if I bleed, my feet won't heal up. It'll turn to gangrene. There's a lady there, a certain lady who hurt me once. My feet are very tender. I was going, oh, oh. She says, what's the matter? I says, you're hurting me. She says, no pain, no gain. I thought, you fucking cow. I reported her, but of course nothing happened. So I just make sure I don't get her now. Right, more trucking. I want to get ashtray. I mentioned the Mercedes Deutsch I drove down in Somerset, the German truck that Geordie called a Maggie Harris does. Fucking hell. No radiator, air-cooled engine, but a very large fan and fins down the side of the engine, and when dragging a heavy load uphill the temperature gauge used to go up, but it never sees the engine up. But the starter motor wouldn't stay tight, and little Jimmy the fitter had to keep tightening it. I says, can't you do it properly, you incompetent bastard? He says, thank you, off. So he welded it onto the engine. Can you believe that? He welded the starter motor onto the engine. He says, well, off you go off, it won't come loose again. I thought the mind boggles. And then another truck I drove, who was it said, was it Steve? He used to drive the F88s, Volvo F88. And you know the exterior mirrors, they're very large and on a big arm, and it wouldn't stay tight. I had to keep pushing it out, because you know, going down the lanes in Somerset, pushing by the trees, and I had to keep pushing it out. So I took it in again, and Jim, I sat in the cab and Jim positioned it. He said, is it right? I said, yeah. So he welded it. Yeah, he said, it won't come loose again. Off you go, mate. And of course down in Somerset they refer to themselves as I, and all inanimate objects as he. I took an old guy in once, and the fitter says, well, he'd be alright yesterday, but he not right today. And the driver said to me, the police stopped high today, Arthur. But moving on, I worked for a bloke in Nottingham driving his big Volvo Globetrotter 44 ton. This was before I retired, and he had a contract with a company at Ostend in Belgium, Mainhout, Mainhout. We used to say Manhout. And young Stephen in the office there, I laugh a minute. I went over one night on the ferry, and leaving Ramsgate, high winds blew it onto the Goodwin Sands. And we sat eating our meal, and the driver said, we aren't moving, but there's a lot of vibration. And it was stuck on the Goodwin Sands, so they had to wait for the next high tide for tugs to pull it off. So the normal 4-hour crossing turned into an 8-hour crossing, so we all had a good night's sleep. And coming back, we went over there, swapped the trailers, dropped the trailer after we took over, filled up with diesel, 2 tanks, about 1,000 litres of diesel. The boss used to say, don't buy it in this country, try and manage until we get back out to Ostend, and then pick up a load of trailer for the UK and come back on the ferry. And I had to be at the customer at Banbury for 8 o'clock, and got stuck on the M25, what the police call the magic roundabout. I wasn't going anywhere, stuck fast. And the phone rang, and the usual routine. I answered the phone. I says, hello? Silent. Arthur? Hello, Stephen. Are you at the customer yet, Arthur? No, Stephen. How long are you going to be, Arthur? I have no idea, Stephen. I'm stuck on the M25 and nothing's moving. But Arthur, it is imperative that you get to the customer. And I said, what do you want to do? Sprout wings and fly over this fucking lot? But also, if the load doesn't get there on time, it will have to be rebooked. I said, Stephen, fuck off. And I ended the call and turned the phone off. So then he phoned Mick, who owned the truck I was driving. Mick was telling me later, usual routine. The phone rang. Hello? Michael? Hello, Stephen. Oh, Arthur's been abusive to me and swearing at me on the phone. I only want to know what time he'll arrive at the customer. Nick said he'll get there when he can, get off his back. Thank you, Nick. And another time, I did get there, yeah, feeling tired, irritable, very short fuse. Another time I took a sealed container from Felixstowe Docks, a 40-foot sealed container, to this customer. It would have been lovely. I left Felixstowe Docks at 4 in the morning, and it would have been nice to stop for breakfast, but I hadn't got time. I had to be there for 8 o'clock, so I pulled in the yard, and this cocky has come bouncing down. Open the container doors, driver, and if anything falls out, we are not responsible. Well, that wound me up for a start. I said, I'll open the container doors by all means, but if anything falls out, don't even think about blaming me. He says, you're the driver. I said, I didn't fucking load it, you silly cunt. It was loaded in China. Don't you swear at me, I'll fetch the boss down. I said, you can fetch you the fucking hell you like down. I got back in the cab and slammed the door. The boss came down. I said, look, it's a sealed container. I don't know what's in it, and I don't want to know. You can't blame me. It was loaded in China. Alright, driver. I says, calm down. He says, we give these young people a bit of authority, and it goes to the head. When they took, I think it was building materials, but they can't blame me. I just picked up a sealed container. It's got a bolt seal on the back. I arrived at another customer in Worcester. It was my job just to open the doors. They would come out with the bolt cutters, and I would open the doors and fasten them back, and then leave it to them to unload. It was their job. I was supposed to help. If I got injured, I wouldn't be able to claim. So I opened the doors and got back in the cab. I think they were allowed, the customer were allowed 2 hours for a 20-foot container and 4 hours for a 40-foot container. And I did the crossword and had a nap, and then blokes came up after it was empty, and this bloke says to me, 2 cartons short, mate. I said, what are you fucking telling me for? I didn't load it. He says, what attitude you've got? I said, I didn't load it, you silly cunt. It was loaded in Australia. If there's anything wrong with the load, phone the shipping agents. Don't bother me. He looked at me, but I was bigger than him. They could tell him me. And at Sony at Thatcham, they came out, cut the bolt seal, opened the doors. It was electrical items, so I backed up to the hole in the wall. 40 foot, it's going to take a long time, so I did a crossword, had a nap, went in for a coffee, had a chat, and eventually it was empty. They banged the side of the metal container, bang bang, so I pulled out, closed the doors, went in the office to get the notes, and this lady said, driver, I don't know if you're aware, some cartons were opened and items taken out. You better tell your boss. I said, what the hell's it got to do with him? It was a sealed container with a bolt seal, and she said, well, there's going to be trouble about it. Well, I managed to stay calm and not use bad language. I said, it's nothing to do with my bloody boss, he just owns the vehicle. Phone the shipping agents, phone Felixstowe, tell them, don't tell me. Honestly, hey, I know I've got a short fuse. But now I've got a thing. I knew what I was going to say earlier, but it's gone from my mind. Oh yeah. Jackie in Birmingham, she was a formidable force. Upset Jackie at your peril. She used to say to me, I got on fine with her. She used to make her laugh. She used to say, I've got you a nice load off that's going to get you home. I said, oh, thank you, darling. She says, to Armitage's at Colwick. I said, Jackie, how many more times have I got to tell you? It's Colwick. It's spelt Colwick, C-O-L-W-I-C-K, but it's pronounced Colwick. She says, yeah, I know. I like to tell you that to wind you up. I said, well, don't. And one day at Southampton Docks, the fog was very bad, and the docks were at standstill. They couldn't move big machines around the docks in dense fog. and all Jackie's trucks were standing. She said to me on the phone, go to what's the shipping office and see Adolf, bloke she didn't like, ask him if he's got anything local for you. And I came back and phoned her back. I says, no Jackie, he's got nothing local. He says, you know what the situation is down here. Oh God. She says, how the fucking hell do I know what the situation is down there? I'm stuck up here in fucking Birmingham. Go back and tell the silly cunt. I said, Jackie darling, calm down. There's nothing moving. Nothing will move until this fog clears. She was great, Jackie was. Yeah, especially in the temper. She sent me once to a customer at Hucknall to pick up carpets for export. And I got there, there's just one old man. Couldn't get in because he hadn't got the key. And this little Indian guy turned up, opened it up. I said, where's the labour? He says, just me. And the old man, he says, you get in, container driver. Sort of the picture. Said, you get in the container driver and stack the carpets. I says, no, it's your job to load it, as you well know. He says, you are shit. I says, beg your pardon? I'm going to phone your boss. I says, yeah, alright then. So I gave him Jackie's number, but I phoned Jackie first, and she says, you leave it to me. Go and have your breakfast off and take your time over it. Apparently she read in the right act. She said, that driver works for me, not you. It is your responsibility to load the container. If you haven't got any labour, that's your tough luck. So I got back after having a leisurely breakfast. Poor old man was slogging away. I could have helped, but no. I mean, it weren't my job. If I'd have got injured in there, that's it. I wouldn't have been able to claim. So, once again, did a crossword, my favourite pastime at that time, and had a kit, and eventually it was loaded. Apparently Jackie said to him, you've got 4 hours to load that container, or was it 2 hours? I think it was a 24. If you go over the 2 hours, you will be charged. So you weren't very happy. It was eventually loaded, and I closed the doors and put a seal on it, custom seal, bolt seal, and I gave him the shipping notes to sign, and in his temper he scribbled and ripped the document. So Scrooge took them, threw it away. They wrote some more out. I says to him, can you sign again please, because they won't accept that torn document. And oh, his face. I thought, who the fucking hell do you think you are, you stupid little bastard? But then Jackie, you know, who these people think they are. Then Jackie gave me a job with an open top container to Daventry to pick up 3 brand new JCBs. I've got Andrew with me. I backed up to the ramp and they drove them on, then chained them all down, bolted them down, bang, bang, bang. It had to be open top because the JCBs were sticking up. And I had to take it back to Birmingham. Excuse me, short run up the M6 back to P&O's yard at Birmingham, and came off at Spaghetti Junction, and on the approach to P&O's yard the police pulled me up. Police cars everywhere, one stopped in front, one behind, 2 at the side. Andrew said, what's happening, Dad? I said, no idea. Police officer came up, he said, we suspect these JCBs have been stolen, driver. Have you got your notes? So I handed in the shipping notes. He says, I want to have a look inside. I says, well, help yourself. He looked up, he says, where's the steps? I says, there ain't none. He says, are you trying to be funny? I said, look, this is a legitimate shipping order. You've got the shipping notes in your hand. P&O depot is just round the corner. Let them sort it out. So they gave me a police escort back to the P&O yard, and Jackie looked out the window, saw blue lights, police car in front of me and behind me, and thought, my God, what's happening? So in P&O's yard, the police officer said to one of his mates, go and get a crowbar and break that seal at the back. I said, you'll be in trouble if you do. It's a customs seal, and they've got more power than you lot. I said to Andrew, go and fetch Jackie, and she come out of temper. God, I could hear her shouting. I said to Andrew, let's go and get a coffee. God, she read the right act. Customs have got more power than them lot. And apparently a lot of JCBs had been stolen, and it was obvious to them when I handed them the shipping notes that it was a legitimate shipping order. Yeah, but I miss working with Jackie. She was lovely. Bit of a temper, but you know, so what? No, there's lots more. I know I should have written a few notes down. Let me think. Stephen, oh dear. I said, Stephen, when I answered the phone and say hello, why don't you speak straight away? Why is there always a long silence? Stay calm, Arthur. Stay calm. So stay calm. You're a bloody idiot. Arthur, calm down. And then, of course, I had a lot of trouble. It ended my driving career. So there's a lot more, and I'll come back later because this has gone on for over 15 minutes. And I will be back when I can put the arrow on the thing that says stop recording. That's it, bye.